cold, man. Are we ready? Vertizoid, what's happening? Vertizoid in the house. You ready? How's it going, man? Happy Friday to you. Jeez, man, I left my Ralph loop running last night, and I don't know if I broke my whole code base, but it's very likely. Yeah, TGIF. Well, every day is like a work day for me these days. Kind of. Alright, what am I going to do here? Maybe I should just check to see if my project still works after Ralph looping all night. Exit these clods. Start one up and man, how do I build? Man, it is cold. Freezing. Man, I've been playing Slay the Spire 2. I don't know if I should be playing it right now, but I've always been a fan of that game. Here we go. Is our project still working? Nobody knows. Let me take a look at, like, I don't even know what we did. TBH. Maybe all of these, they're like more like security kind of stuff. The routes were broken last night. Norwegian Oiler and Javier D was popping. Welcome, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you're from. Type Blazer. Hey, Norwegian Oil, when was the last time you were here, man? I've been working on Type Blazer for a long time now. Were those also merged? For sure they were. I don't merge things anymore, man. I have like a review bot that's always just running to check for PRs. I should just make like a GitHub hook thing or whatever, man. But my caveman ways are doing okay. AI's been slacking lots of issues. Man, my AI creates issues as it fixes them. So it's like a treadmill. So it would review something and merge anything, and anything that it finds that needs to be addressed that's too big to address immediately, it will create an issue for it. And it's just like never ending issues, man, I swear. Well, last night I had Claude do an audit of my code base for me to like find bad things. Tonko Balanko, welcome, good morning. That's a token burning strategy. Well, I'm paying for the tokens, man, so I might as well use them, right? Alright, let me see. What should I test here? Should I test, I don't even know what I should test. Should I just test that, like, multiplayer stuff's working? This is championship and multiplayer servers. Let me just make sure it works still, you know. Oh. Well, I'll show you some new features that I actually added. Most of these things were like fixes. But I need to test my features more thoroughly. I kind of just throw them up there right now without heavily testing them, man, which is not great. I really need to set my staging environment up because I'm treating my prod like staging, really. It's coming soon, man, for sure. I said last weekend, but I meant this weekend. This weekend is coming for sure. The staging environments. Alright, should I test that out on this one? I mean, it looks like it's working, man. I don't see any problems here, right? Should I just send it? What else did that change? I don't even know what that changed, man. Too much junk. That's what's really going on here. I don't think I need to test anything, man. Should I just I'm just gonna push everything. I think that's a strategy. Rate limiting, who cares about that? League member list pagination. Interesting. Let me check out my league thing. Just ship it, man. Yeah, I'm about to. Alright, this is my league. Does it have pagination? I don't know if it does. The leaderboards are a little bit whack, but we'll work on that. Anyways, should I really just ship it? I will. I'll just ship it. Do you follow what's the current stack of the project or nah? Of course, I know what the stack is, but I don't know too much. I know I'm using C++ on my multiplayer server and my championship server. I'm using Vue on the front end. I'm using Hono.js for my API. Alright, I'm just gonna ship it. Let's see if we break things or not. Testing and prod. That's how I like to roll. So the latest thing I shipped yesterday was the passage browser. These are all my placeholder passages that are gonna get replaced real soon. Hopefully in the next few days. Or I'll start replacing them in the next few days, I should say. So you can browse everything by the category as well as by like the article or the topic that those passages are about. So I think I have 82 articles that I've scraped on Wikipedia that are in the placeholder passages. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like only select a few topics or articles and then generate passages from those articles. I'm trying to get maybe 15, 20 different passages per article. And I'm going to be rotating articles out like maybe every month or something. So some will get, I guess, out of rotation and then new ones will come into rotation. So it feels like there's always new passages to do. And I'm thinking of, like, if you typed all of the things for one particular article, maybe you'll get some type of reward. But man, it's gonna be a lot of work. I don't know if I'm ready to do all that work. I think I am. I think that's what I need to do though. I might not get it all done like this month, but if I plan to work on this for a long time, then yeah. Eventually though, TypeBlazer is going to become my side project instead of my main project. Right now I've been like focusing mainly on TypeBlazer, But soon it's just gonna become background work, or not my main focus soon. But anyways, before I shift it from my main focus, I want to like finish up my passages and whatnot. Mula, what's happened? Welcome to the party. All right, so you guys think I should just ship it, so I'm gonna do that. We're just gonna ship it immediately. I just rebuilt my images. Here we go. Hey, what's happened? Somebody from YouTube. You something. Aristia? Euristia? How are you doing? How many lines of code? I have no idea, man. No idea how many lines of code. Is there an easy way to check that? I've never like judged a project based on how many lines of code, man. That's a little bit strange to ask. I don't even know how to check that. I've never thought about checking how many lines of code for any project I've ever worked on. Yeah, anyways. Let's see if it still works. Type Blazor. This is my first time seeing Coolify. Super cool. Yeah, I've been using it. It's working pretty good for me. I have a dedicated server, so I'm able to host a lot of things on this one dedicated server. So Coolify really like simplifies everything for me. Just click some buttons and boom, everything is launched. All right, this has all the latest changes in there. Should I do daily passage? I didn't do my daily today. I'll do one of my attempts right now. Some people don't like this, that you gotta click the button. They just want the text and then start typing. Maybe I'll change it. I don't know. Man, should I retake that? I made so many mistakes. I'll leave it there for now. Did you decide on the architecture? Because C++ and Hono doesn't seem like AI choices. Yeah, I decided on the architecture. I'm using C++ because that's really the only thing I kind of know. And then I'm using Hono just because I used Hono in the past on midnightsimon.com. I'm using Hono, so those are really the only reasons, man. And then I'm using Vue on the front end because originally last summer when I started Type Blazor, it was done with React, but anytime I tried it out, man, it was really sluggish. Like the UI, anytime I was typing, everything felt real slow and laggy and like low frames per second. And I tried to get, the LLMs to optimize things to make it work, but nothing I did would make it like feel performant. So then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna tell the LLMs to refactor everything or migrate everything from React to Vue to see how that, to see if it was like maybe they were doing something weird in React that was causing a bunch of refresh all the time. So I did the refactor or the migration to Vue, and then everything just started feeling a lot smoother, and then I just left it. So that's why I'm using Vue. I'm sure maybe today if I tried React, it would be a different story since there's been lots of advancements in the quality of the LLM work. All right, what are we doing, man? I gotta figure out some stuff to do today. Either we can work on our passages here. We can try and work on whichever of these issues. Seems like all these things that got assigned, maybe it just never was able to make a PR for some reason. That means the LLM started working on it, but probably timed out. Um, so maybe I should tackle some of these weird bugs or security issues. Let's start. Let's start that, man. It's gonna be a boring day doing these things. Alright, is that enough clods? Muhammad from YouTube, what's happening? How you doing? Man, I gotta get my YouTube chat up on the screen because so many people think like I'm not live and it's just a recording. Because I only got the Twitch chat up, you know. But I am live on YouTube, man. This is for real. Enrosis is in the house. Hey, Enrosis, what's happening, man? How's that engine doing, man? What's the latest on that? 6 claws, but none of them ain't doing shit right now, man. They're just waiting orders. I'm gonna just give them every single bug here. All of these security things, man. 813. 813. 818. 819. 8. Your L6 with 6 direct ports looks to me, yeah, that's what I think about myself too, BetSimp. I'm just managing this AI team of interns. You're on Mac OS A? Yeah, I just got a Mac Studio a couple weeks ago, like 3-4 weeks ago now. The service center escalated to Toyota, still waiting. Hey, I wanted to ask you the last time in Rosis, how did you blow your engine? Walk me through everything that happened until you realized something was terribly wrong. Did you like miss a gear downshifting? That's the only thing I can think of. Or was it just time for your engine to go? Were you pushing it too hard? I was drifting and coming back to pit and it went. Dang. No money shift? Dang. So maybe just from pushing the car too hard. Ember after dark in the house. What's poppin'? 6 claws, not yet. Only 3 running right now. I gotta set the others one up. 821, 824, 8 or 8. Let's start from these. 828, 827, 825. 828. Sometimes this feels so ridiculous, man. Like I'm not even doing anything. This is how you mess up your code base. Wait, which one did I just say? 828, 825, 827. All right, here we go. Now it's time to chill. It wasn't even that hard. Maybe like 5-6K RPMs. Those Subaru engines just suck. Yeah, dang. I mean, it's not funny, man. I don't know why I'm laughing. Because I would be so sad if that happened to me. Well, I'd be sad, but these days, I think I'd take it a lot better than I would have when I was younger and into cars. When I was into cars, man, I didn't have any money. So it's like 90% of my net worth was into my car. So if my engine blew, that would be a devastating hit financially for me. But I think these days, maybe if that happened to me, it would be just like, whatever, man. It's just money. I can get a job or I can probably make that money back. But man, back then, no way. No way I can afford anything. I shouldn't have gotten into the hobby. But I wasn't. I guess if I was driving like some crazy Ferrari, I would feel really bad. No work today. Gonna be streaming this in a bit. What is this? Ding ding, your invitation to the 2026 offer expedition campaign. What the heck is this, BetSimp? Most frequently asked interview questions from Fang and top companies curated from recent 3 months interview data. So what are they saying? It's just a question list they're dropping on us. Hold on, 3 interview. Maybe I'm slow, but I don't know what is happening. What is a unit? What kind of bootleg logo is this, man? For Google. Where did I find these logos? Well, the rest look okay, but that Google one looks weird, man. Anyways, it's just interview problems. Get real logos and GPT probably. That car sucks. Wait, which car sucks? The Phantom 1, Rolls Royce Phantom. Oh, not a Phantom 1, Phantom 1 Day. All right. I don't know anything about fancy cars. So when is this dropping? It's already dropped, you said? How do I participate? I gotta click this. Man. It's live. Oh, I mean, I'm not doing leak code right now. What if I click yes? Is it like timed now? That man, LRU cache. Here's a fun fact. I've never done LRU cache in 4 or 5 years of leak coding, man. Never attempted it, never solved it, nothing about LRU. You know what happened? I think I saw Eric Toe or one of them crazy algorithm guys try to do LRU cache like just off, like natural without looking up solutions. And then I saw this guy struggle on LRU cache for like hours, man. I'm like, yo, if Eric Toe can't come up with how the hell to solve LRU cache, why am I even gonna try that, you know? So anyways, maybe I'll check it out sometime this week. But you know, it's a vibe coding session here, man. We gotta just accept all these things. I don't even look. I solved it in 2022. I still remember it's hash map plus doubly linked list. Yeah, I know it's a hash map and then the doubly linked list, but no idea how to implement or do anything. Google has a good implementation of distributed LRU cache that I remember using. Man, I was looking at some Google LRU cache when I was there. I don't remember if I used them though. I think I ended up using something else called, man, I don't remember the name of it now. Shit. It wasn't for caching, it was something else. Man, I talked about it in the Discord too. It was something about, and it's gonna be, anyways, I try and remember. I guess as long as you remember, you can solve it. I've never attempted to solve it though. Or more intuitive solution for me is using a set. Maybe one day I'm gonna try that to solve it. Man, what's happened, douche? And I'm trying to remember the thing that I used that was, it had something to do with pointers and not creating copies. Oh yeah, RC, is it called RCU? Read copy updates or something like that. Anyways, I don't even know when I'm talking about this. It's not even related to LRU cache or anything. LFU cache is even worse. I don't even know anything about LFU cache or any of those cache things on LeetCode. I'm not even a real leak coder anymore, man. I don't take the contests. I don't even do the daily problem every day. I just do like part-time lead code, I guess. I've been thinking, should I step up my lead code game? For what though? Sometimes I ask. Anyways, let's try and get these things done. Hey, what was this? Game sessions. Man, is this gonna mess everything up? We'll see. What's this one doing? Hey, Smart Coder, what's happening, man? How you doing? TGIF. Hey, Smart Coder, do you have to work on Fridays, man? Or is it kind of like optional? I think it's optional everywhere, unless you're on some crazy team. Obviously? No, not obviously, man. What are you talking about, obviously? Obviously it's optional, or what? Because, what? You don't have to work on Friday, man. Let me tell you some little secrets about this industry. Nobody's working on Fridays. Well, alright, not every single Friday. I'd say most Fridays people don't work. But I guess if you're like on a new team or you don't quite know what the culture is, maybe the safe bet is to try to work on Fridays. Anyways, I found like wait, I totally failed trying to solve odd even jump on leak code field defeated. Which one is that? Man, that's a hard problem. I don't know if you should feel bad about this one. Like, can't solve a hard. Like, welcome to the club, man. Don't you worry. No release is sure, but work is diabolical. What? Gotta go in office 4 hours a day and pretend to work. Man, you guys got it rough out there, huh? Yeah, 4 hours of pretending to work. Even Fridays, it's crazy. Time goes by so slow, yeah. Unless you got friends at work and then you just chill with your friends. That's kind of what I did. I just made some friends. And if you can't find a friend who's willing to slack as much as you, then you gotta find multiple friends who slack a little bit, and then you just rotate them. They're pretending to work too. We're all, yeah, but you gotta try and find somebody who knows you're pretending and you know they're pretending, and you're just like, hey man, let's go get a hamburger and chill. I know a guy who stops by for lunch and dinner, lives close by. He said he never cooked in 6 months. I think that's normal in tech. Lots of people don't cook, man. People make too much money to worry about trying to cook. Trying to save $10 by cooking this meal. Or should I just go to In-N-Out or Domino's or Costco and they cook for me? Lots of my coworkers never cooked either. I need home cooked food to feel alive. Nah, I don't need that to feel alive, man. That's for sure. I can find good food anywhere. I don't need to find that shit at home. I just came from Bahamas. I would love to live there, but I don't think it'll be productive at all. I'll be at the beaches 24/7. Nah, man. No scope JFK2. Welcome. How you doing? I think the beach gets boring after you go to it a lot. Maybe first few days, but then after I was like, man, what am I doing here? It's hot, it's sandy and salty. M. Angelo, welcome to the party. Where were you in the Bahamas? Do you go to like Atlantis or something? Something bumping like that? Sounds like man, I grew up right next to the beach. I mean, the beach is nice every now and then, but every day, nah. It's nice to look at if you live right by the ocean, though. GG Demeno, how you doing? I live a walking distance from the beach and I never go. Just sounds boring and sandy. Yeah, I lived by the beach many times in my life. The one time I lived by the beach and I went there a lot was probably I lived on a boardwalk, and I just go down in my building. I'm literally on the sand and on the boardwalk. Only that time I went to the beach a lot, but not because the beach was popping. It was more like the boardwalk was popping. That's why I went. Are you still living by the beach? Nah. I'd say I'm not living by the beach now. So I lived by this boardwalk for like a year. It was in Hollywood Beach in Florida. And I think I went into the actual ocean like one time that whole year. Or like actually went to the beach maybe a couple times, but entered the water like once. Anyways, what are we doing here? I'm more of a mountain guy myself, man. I like to go to the mountains. I think they're a lot more better looking than the beaches. More features to look at. The beach and the ocean, you're really just looking at a big pile of water, man, that just stretches. It's boring, kind of. There's no like things to look at besides the ocean. It's just nothing. Maybe some clouds. But the mountains, there's so much to look at, and all types of things living on those mountains. Are all those sessions on their own work trees? Yeah, they're all on their own work tree. At my first serious job in 2008, we got a daily food card for about $15, so I never got used to cooking at home. Lately, I'm trying to get into it. It's mostly for health reasons. Yeah, I'd say cooking at home for health reasons is probably the best way to go. You know how to swim? Yeah, I know how to swim. I used to be on a swim team when I was younger, when I was a little kid. I don't know, I like the beach. Pleasing to look at and the sound is nice. Maybe it's boring after going too frequently, though. Yeah, I think it gets boring. I have to get used to it. But I suppose it is nice to look at every once in a while when you're there. I wouldn't go too much out my way to go to the beach, though. How do you combine them? What do you mean, how do I combine them? I just have them make a pull request and merge that pull request. So remotely? Remotely? I don't know what you mean, man. Alright, what's this one doing? They're all doing nonsense. Alright, pull requests being made. Let me show you Smart Coder. So they're all in their own work trees. When they're ready, they make these pull requests. PR to the repo remotely. You can combine them locally, but it gets messy. Yeah, I don't know anything about Get, man. But I know that I just make pull requests and then I merge it into my main branch, and then that's it. So I have one thing that's always watching. This should really be like a GitHub hook on anytime a PR gets made, but I just have it running on my uh, Mac Studio, and it just runs in an infinite loop looking for PRs, and it just merges it. So it uses my review agent that I have locally on my machine to check out the PR, and it basically just tries to find things that are problematic in the PR, and it would either fix it before merging, or it would create a new issue, like review, and tag it review follow up. So it finds something that thinks it needs to be done in a separate, to like not in the same PR. It just creates an issue so I could track it. And then I'll decide whether or not we should do it. And if I do decide to do it, I just give another agent and say, hey, do issue 841. That's been my workflow. It's kind of working, but there's always room for improvement, But it's working okay for right now. And then I just wait until everything gets merged, and then I rebuild my images, and then I push it to production, which is probably not the best place or best thing to do. But whenever I set my staging up, instead of pushing it straight to production, I'll probably push it to staging first and then play with it before like promoting it to production. All right, anyways, here we go. I need to make some new work for my LLMs, so let me try to figure out what we're gonna do next. Oh dang, BetSimp is on, doing that leak code stuff. What are we doing? Trying to find new work. So I want to work on my passages, I think. I don't really like how this UI looks, man. This looks kind of vibe codey or something. But I don't know how I'll change it yet. Maybe I'll have one of these LLMs where I'll just experiment. Here we go. I'm gonna experiment with this UI a little bit to make it easier for me to, so it matches my vision more closely. How do I begin? Testing. All right, it's working. Maybe ask the LLM to make a page with different design options. Yeah, that's one of the things I do sometimes. I'll tell the LLMs, hey, redo this and give me 3 different unique, different stylings and stuff that are different from each other. And I'll tell it, like, give me a little button or tab that I can switch and see all of them. But I don't know if that always leads to great results. I find when I actually know what I want, it's probably better to like just change small things at a time. I haven't had much success with just having the LLMs do whatever they want. But for this, I don't really know. I don't really know how I would change this. Maybe all right, I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it. I want you to redesign. Why am I typing? I want you to work on a very big redesign of the passage bank. I want you to create 2 or 3 different layouts or designs of the current passage bank. Try to make it so that it looks cool, and unique. I don't know what else to say, man. um, right now it just looks kind of boring. Let me see what you got, and then I'll try to borrow some of your ideas and then create a design of my own that you will be implementing. All right, let's see what it comes up with, man. Feeling a little bit lazy today. Maybe because it's Friday. Keep it rolling, meow. What's happened? Hey Simon, just had a quick question. Like when we say prod grade level code, what does that mean? Also, what are the things that normally breaks in prod when it's working fine in local or test? So production quality or code, I think, usually means it handles errors gracefully or whatever. It has alerting in there. Maybe you have metrics and stuff, so you have observability into what's going on in production. Things like that. Maybe it's a little bit performant, and like you're not, you don't have a bunch of console logs everywhere, and you're not leaking information that you don't need to be leaking in debug or whatever. You're not overly logging things and stuff. I think that's what production grade code means. Maybe it's I think mainly it's like well tested to handle all of the edge cases, because when it's in production, man, it's like out there in the wild wild west, and people are gonna be messing with it or using it incorrectly and doing things that you didn't even think was possible. So your code should handle all those weird edge cases nicely or something like that. And if there's something wrong in your code and you've reached some type of path in your code that's not expected, you should have some type of logging or alerting to say, oh, look, we've had these many errors related to this in production or something. That's what people mean, I think. But what do I know, man? I'm just a scrub. Production grade means I wrote it. Nah, not if I wrote it. If I wrote it, it's probably not production grade. And also, what are things that normally breaks in prod when it's working fine in local or test? I'd say things that break in prod are like hard-coded URLs to localhost or 127001 or something like that, or incorrect environment variables that are using local things or whatever. Maybe things that work in local but break in prod, probably something, I don't know, the environment setup that your machine is, your production machine probably is different. Like for example, if you're developing in Windows and then your production thing is in Ubuntu or something, man, there could be some differences that cause it to break in a different operating system or whatever. At work, I work in local, push to the test environment, and then finally passes the QA, then push to prod. Yeah, I think that's maybe what most people do. Have you experimented with open code at all? I have not. Ran out of Cloud credits yesterday and gave it a try, and it was pretty nice. I haven't tried open code because I don't want to get banned with my max plan. I hear they don't like you using other tools with your Claude max plan. But I suppose I could use open code with other plans, not only my max. People have been telling me to try open code. They've been telling me to try conductor, anti-gravity, all types of stuff. I haven't really tried much Oh, I had no idea. No idea about what? Like using your max plan in open code is a bannable offense from Anthropic, or that open code isn't that great. I've never tried it. All right, what are we doing? Oh, this one is doing the passage bank layout thing. Anthropic banning people. Yeah, I don't know how strict they are, but I have read of people getting their accounts banned because they detect like they're using it on wherever OpenClaw, OpenCode, anything that's not Claude code. It's like Netflix, HBO Max, Peacock, Paramount subscriptions. Keep it rolling. What you talking? All the LLM subscriptions. Yeah, everyone got like subscriptions going on, man. Everyone's trying to drain my money every single month. All right, what are we doing? We merged all the PRs. That's crazy. That was quick. That was real quick. I guess this one is still doing something. What should we do now? Let me think. That's weird though. So you just use Anthropic's model only? I use Opus 4.6 95% of the time. Every now and then I load up Codex though. Let me update this thing. Yeah, every now and then for tricky issues that I've given to Opus and it struggles multiple times in a row, I'll usually just turn to Codex to see if it can solve it. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. It's just, I think it just offers like a different perspective or something. A lot of people use one to review the other. Like they'll have code by Opus and then Codex reviews that Opus code. Trying to figure out a workflow for a sub-agent thing everyone is talking about. Do you ever look at the code? The code output I have gotten is still too bad for me to use. No, I don't look at the code, man. I do not care about what the code looks like, to be honest. As long as it does the right thing and as long as it is somewhat performant, I don't care. But how do I know it's performance? Who knows right now, because I don't really benchmark anything. I don't test performance in any way. But one day I will begin to like do that stuff. Somewhat perform. What about if you get attacked? All right. Also somewhat secure. I didn't think I had to say that, but yeah, somewhat secure. I don't want people dropping my whole database, you know. How do you say this guy's name? Schrodinger's code. If you look at it, it bugs out. Yeah. Not trying to say it like this, but how would you know? How do I know what? How do I know that my code is good or bad? I don't know, man. That it's secure? I don't. I ask the LLMs to audit things, but I ask for specific things sometimes. So I don't really know, man. Who knows? But if I wrote it myself, how would I know either? Because I don't know anything about security, man. You know, Codex is not yet as good as Opus for front end, but back end one shots. Yeah, that's a good question, Gray. How would I know, man? I'm not. I don't know. How does anyone know? He has 34 agents continuously pen testing Typeblazer to ensure it can meet the needs of our nation's most secure data. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know, man. But as I find things wrong, I try and fix them. Anyways, I try and, look at the basic things. Like, I make sure the RLS stuff looks okay. I have the AI's audit that. I try and tell it, just look at my database and my RLS stuff to make sure that people aren't allowed to change things they're not supposed to. Things like that. Telling an agent to do an audit automatically is going to put you above 90% of web apps in terms of security, I'd imagine. Yeah, I don't know about the actual number though, but maybe what you're saying is I'm doing, or if you're doing a security audit, you're already like probably doing okay. Maybe, I don't really know, man. I mean, I'm a cyber security specialist, but I can make good performant websites and Rust native apps. So you would know by being proficient in the thing you do. Again, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make people think about this stuff. And if you don't want to, all good. Yeah, no worries, man. I welcome people to speak their minds here. I'm not very, insecure about my lack of knowledge, man. I know what I know, and I know that I don't know much, and I don't really mind not knowing much, man. I just know I enjoy building things, and if something breaks, I try and fix it. At least about most of the audits my Claude made was not that great. I always try to get the basics, but I don't know what the basics always are. Yeah. I think I'd be running into the same issues if I built this thing by hand versus with an LLM. Like, I'm not a cybersecurity specialist, so am I gonna do a better job than Claude? Maybe, maybe not, man. But I'd say probably not. Some people are, and I'm not trying to piss anyone off. Hey, don't worry about it, man. You're good here. It's chill. I just think making it personally is more fun than prompting all day. It's at least kind of ruined my workflow. So I use AI more to find. Oh, Ricky Wong. Hey, thank you very much, Ricky Wong. Championship race time. Wait, at least kind of ruined my workflow. So I use AI more to find stuff and recommend instead. Also, it's not about doing a better job, more just understand what is unsecure. At least if you make a security audit, understand what it is auditing. Yeah, but I'm not trying to be a security specialist, I don't think I need to be that crazy in just to build apps. What am I doing? Typeblazer Championship. Maybe if I was building a banking app or something, I'd care more about security, man. But it's not building anything too critical. But what if North Korea wants to steal your type-blazing technology? Yeah. Yeah, I would be bummed if they targeted me, man. As a proficient space rock specialist, I recommend you wear a helmet in case a stray meteor. Hey, what? No, I think gray is, I think that's the right mindset, man. But I don't always do what I'm supposed to do. Uh-oh. I think I broke it, man. All right, we gotta roll back some changes here. My bad, everybody. This is why I shouldn't test in production, man. Um. Anyways, that's a funny update. I'm a frog on your screen? Oh, dang. Why are you a frog, man? Oh, now I refreshed and everybody's right. Okay. So clearly, there has been a lot of errors in the Ralph loop last night. Um, hold up. What if a random gains access to your server? Yeah, then that's not great. But, you know, it's not like I'm not like leaving my dang thing wide open, I think. But we'll see. It is what I wish there were better standards to work around the stupidity of the average dev. Wait, what? I can't imagine you being too upset if someone blew your database up. I mean, I got backups, but still. Baking a lot of that security into services like Cloudflare. All right, let me see. Man, what should I do with these things, man? Should I just roll all of these back? Katseniku, what's happening? Oi. Oh, keep it rolling, meow. See you later, man. I don't know how my feed recommended, but I love your room. Hey, thank you very much. Let me show you more. Can you see it? I guess you can see it from the thumbnail or something. But anyways. We should do emoji reacts chat in Typeblazer. Yeah, I gotta track that douche. That's something I want to do for sure. Are you going all in on this one project, or do you have other projects? I have other projects, Smart Coder. This one project here is more just... I mean, I care about Typeblazer, but really its purpose is for me to explore building with AI more than anything. That's what Typeblazer are about, man. Learning the ropes of AI development or vibe coding. You're just preaching to the choir, trying to explain this to people that don't understand a website is something to be secure, but are making them? What are you guys talking about, man? All right, here's a fun exercise, man. Do you want to hack my site, Gray? If you are willing to do that, I'm willing to to see, you know. It's not a challenge, but I'm curious. A vibe coded site with really no, like, I don't really pay much attention to security. Hack it, and then I'll try and fix it. Or if that's too much work, then that's all good too. All right, here we go, man. I gotta roll back some of these changes that I just pushed. Or either roll back or fix forward, man. I'm gonna roll it back for now. How do I check out a new branch? Good thing I cut a branch before I went Ralph looping last night, man. So I'll just rebuild this and upload. So it's like back to normal. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll revert all those changes or try to investigate a little bit more for now. That's every dev's dream room? Hey, I don't know if it is, man. It's kind of cold down here in this basement. that championship race did not go so well, I have to say. All right, once this rebuilds, we're going to just push those images up. And oh yeah, is this thing finished, man? What are you doing? Is it stuck? Terminal hack? Vinyl crates? Interesting. Star map? Alright. Images are built. Let me put back the old versions of Typeblazer up. Here we go. Man, what were those errors in the championship race? Let me just take a quick peek at which ones could be problematic. Anything in the last... Maybe it's all of these that I just did. So for sure, this one is problematic. Ten messages a second. Alright, let me investigate with LLMs. Alright, I recently merged some PRs and I rebuilt my binaries in production, and now I'm receiving some strange errors. I think this PR is suspicious because I've been getting errors about rate limiting during a championship race. Perhaps the rate limiting is too strict, or there is something else wrong. Can you investigate this PR and let me know if you see anything that is problematic? And also, is something about the avatars they weren't loading up properly. I won't make an issue. I'll just ask the LLMs what's up. I just merged a bunch of PRs and built new binaries and pushed them to production, but there's been a lot of new bugs as well. One of these bugs I'll try to describe. During a championship race, another player's avatar was not shown correctly. It was a default frog avatar, but the person definitely selected a different avatar than that. Once I refreshed the page on the championship results, the correct avatar showed up. Simon legit said he doesn't even know if his website is secure. Yeah, I don't know if my site is secure, man. I literally vibe coded this thing. But I think, does anybody know if their site is secure? There's always some type of security bugs or 0 days living out there in the wilds, even in the biggest companies and stuff. I'm not saying that's an excuse to not care about security, but I'm saying I don't think there's anything wrong with saying I don't know if my site is secure when I honestly don't really know, man. I'm not gonna say here, yeah, I'm saying, yeah, my site is bulletproof, man. Nothing can penetrate this site. It's obviously not true, you know. In fact, I could probably say I know 100% sure that my site is not secure. But is it worth me doing something about it, man? I don't know yet, right now. I just don't know the answer to that question at this moment. Yeah, everybody thinks their site is secure, but it's far more likely than that it's not. Yeah, that's kind of why I answer the way I do, because I know for sure there's some bugs in there or security flaws, man. 100% sure about that. Do I know where they are? I don't know where they are. Best focus on security early on. It doesn't end well if something goes wrong. I don't know if I agree with that either. I mean, maybe it's. I think you have to do a little bit towards security, but I don't think it needs to be your main focus, especially for a typing website, you know. I think you guys like overemphasize the security thing a little bit too much sometimes for certain apps, you know. Like, yeah, maybe if I was making Mint or something like some medical history app or stuff like that, but you know, banking app or Bitcoin wallet app or something, man. But for a little silly game, I don't know. A little towards security and then making sure you don't have the mindsets of more code is better. That's about it. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Making sure you don't have the mind. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying put a little bit more effort into security and don't have the mindset that more code is equal to better. Yeah. Mirai Sasaski, welcome to the party. How are you doing? Also, I get what you mean, Simon, but if someone does XSS and gets people to download a rat from your sites, would be bad. Yeah, it would be bad, but I don't know much. I'm not like, all right, I'm not going to go hire a security company to go beef up my little shitty site. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as security and like what's reasonable for a solo developer who's making a little typing game to do, I'm just going to ask like LLMs and stuff, but I'm not going to spend like a long time trying to like bulletproof my site against all these crazy sophisticated attacks. Because I think that is like not the best use of my time for this app, you know. What if hackers hack your website and steal your voice? That would be dumb. I don't know, man. They don't need to hack my website to steal my voice. They can just watch my VODs or like look at my YouTube channel. Anyways, guys, let's stop talking about how I need to like secure the site more. How long have I worked on it? About 5 weeks or so. Not a very long time. All right, did this fine? Championship race progress batch. That is the bug. Make a PR. All right, I have the old version in prod now, but I'm trying to like fix the bugs that I've created. We'll see. We'll see if I'm able to do that. All right, this guy's finishing up some passage bank work. Yeah, perhaps if I ever have like monetary transactions on the site, I'll probably do a little bit more security work. But right now, I don't care too much. But when I say I don't care too much, it's not like I have everything open on my site and it's an open door with everything. What security risks are there? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what security risks are there, but I haven't gone deep and tried to find every single thing on my site or anything. I've done some basic audits with LLMs and that's about it, man. But I'm 100% sure there are exploits that you can do on my website. 100% sure on that. Cross-site to send people to a different website and then email exposing. Are you saying that my site is at risk of this right now? Only thing I can think of is maybe rate limits. Could be. I haven't checked. Yeah, could be. I haven't checked either, man. All right, how would I check something like that, you know? Subscribe to ChatGPT Plus in Codex app, click automations, create a daily 3 a.m. job, check for security vulnerabilities. Yeah, smart code. That's the thing, though. People are saying, or Gray is saying that maybe the LLMs aren't good at doing security audits, and it's not enough, which might for sure be true. You know, I don't disagree with that. But I guess, you know, I think people who are proficient in certain things will kind of gravitate towards that. Yeah, so like Gray is a cybersecurity specialist. I think you'll focus more on the security side when you're building an app, right? Like if some kind of crazy engineer came on and looked at my app, they're like, "Oh, this shit sucks. It's not scalable." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not scalable. I only have like 50 users on the app, you know." And say, "Oh, it's not scalable to millions of people." But yeah, I know that. And I feel it's kind of similar, like Like the app is so small right now. For sure, it's not going to have all the bells and whistles of something that's more mature and been worked on for many years. Um, how many of us know anything about security? Gray X36 knows, man. He's a professional. Lots of devs do, yeah, but I'm not one of them. If anything, well, I don't want to say too much. Is your server running 24/7? Yes. What's the cost? I've spent like almost $80 a month on my server. Hey, did I rebuild the images, but did I deploy them? I don't remember. Yes. I must have deployed it recently. I'm just a leak code monkey. Me too, smart coder. I'm just a leak code monkey. Pace ASMR, what's happening? Welcome. I'm 16 and thinking to learn coding. What's your opinion and what options would I have in the future? I don't know. Right now it's kind of a weird time because of all the AI advances. A lot of people think that maybe software engineering or learning how to code is not the power move that it once was. And maybe that's true, but it's hard to say because nobody really knows what the future is going to be like. But I can say I think learning to code is probably still a good idea despite all that AI stuff going on because everyone uses software in the world today and all the software runs on code or is built with code. So it can't hurt to know those things. But maybe is there a better use of your time or a better skill to learn than coding? Maybe, but if I knew what that was, I'd probably be doing it. But I'm here still coding. I don't think there are many attack vectors to be familiar with, to be honest. What? I don't know. Cores. I hear what you're saying, man, but I think you're kind of downplaying what it takes to be good at a like security expert. I don't know what they do because I've never really talked to any security experts, or I don't know any of them in real life or anything. So I don't know like how much knowledge they have. But I imagine somebody who spends much of their life combating, hackers or things like that, they'll probably be very good. And you can't just study a couple principles in a couple weeks and think that you can know as much as them. One nice with AWS serverless services, you only pay for usage. Yeah, but the usage is expensive. Like the cost per hour is really expensive. It's usually variations on the same thing. Learning to code is absolutely a power move, depending on what you want, though. Have a good time making awesome apps or making money. If it's the latter, I would say don't get into it. Oh man, I think everybody wants to make money, man. I don't think there are many people in coding these days who just do it for the love of the game. Wait, can't complain. It's a little pricier than self-hosting. It's not a little pricier, man. It's like 200 times pricier than self-hosting in some scenarios. Would I be able to do freelancer jobs? That is very random. Like being able to do freelancer jobs depends on so many things, man. Not just about your programming abilities. It depends on how well you can market yourself, how well you can secure clients, how well your how big your network is to get your name out there. Um, Being a freelancer is more than just about coding, man. So if if you like running your own business and you like coding, maybe freelancing might be for you. If you want to do freelance, get into Roblox development. Yeah, maybe Roblox is bumping. All right, what are we doing, man? I don't even know what's going on today. I'm waiting on this thing. Is it ready? Finish implementing. All right. What are you ebbing about, then? All right, these two things made the PRs. Hey, Gray, I'm gonna do this for you, man. I'm gonna do this for you right now. Can you audit my repo and let me know of any security vulnerabilities, especially, what do you say, XSS or something like that? XSS cross-site scripting and cookie sniffing. Might not want to show the results of this audit live. Man, it's just a little typing game, man. You guys crazy. It's fine, I think. At least right now. Maybe if I had millions of users and stuff, probably not. But at the stage where the site is, I don't think I have much to lose. If anything, whoever attacks my site has the most to lose because they just wasted their damn time. They have time to lose. I don't really have anything too much to lose, I guess. What do you do for work? I don't do anything for it, man. I'm a bum. I just sit down in my basement here and try and build silly things like Type Laser. I don't have a job. Reading those post-mortem write-ups are so interesting, though. You should check them out sometime. Like which ones? Like the post-mortems about big hacks and whatnot? Retired? No, definitely not retired, man. I'm trying to work right now. I guess this is what I do for work. I try and figure out how to build apps. What happened after you left Google? You're seeing it right now, Real Soap. What's happened? I haven't done anything since I left Google. Do you own Google shares? Yeah, I do. Put up a $10, $100, or $1,000 bounties to find your $1,000 bounty on my website. No way, Smart Code. You must be smoking some crack out there, man. Like the biggest companies in the world give like $500 maybe if they find a bug. I'm gonna pay somebody $1,000 to find a bug on my shit site. That's a crazy idea. Crazy idea, man. Big hacks or downtime incidents like Cloudflare or CrowdStrike, right? What I do for Google, I worked in data protection, man. Securing people's data. No, I worked in infrastructure for policy and regulations and stuff. So I was more like an infrastructure engineer. Real companies won't even pay their bounties. That's what I'm saying, man. Um, I was about to say I'm never using Google again. Hey, do what you need to do, man. I'm just a cog in the wheel, you know. But I also used to be on the other side of what you do, Gray. If you're a security specialist, I was also a security specialist, but in another way. Is it true they have a ton of meetings and blockings? Depends on your level. If you're like L3, L4, I work for my military. Are you from? Do you work for the IDF, man? Because I've heard crazy stories about their hacking teams and security teams and whatnot. One of my coworkers used to be in the IDF hacker force or whatever it is, but he won't tell me anything, man. Well, I guess my ex-coworker. Let's say someone did hack this web server, what would be exposed? Yeah, I guess I got some people's names on the server. Emails, passwords would be used to either sell or just try them out on different platforms. Could also reroute to a different site and download malware. Yeah, I'm under NDA, but not that. It's Europe. I see. Yeah. I don't think my site would be a great target for somebody because I don't have many users, man. I don't have many emails and passwords. But I imagine if I had like hundreds of thousands of people on the site who've registered and stuff, then it might be like an easier target. Emails and password hashes is pretty low exposure. That's what I'm saying, man. But anyways. Hey, Gray, you say you're under an NDA, so you can't talk about that stuff. But maybe you can hint at some stuff. Nobody knows it's you, man. Tell us some war stories, you know. What's some craziest things that you've seen in your time? It can be as vague as you want. All right, so they're still doing our little security audit here, man. All right, here we go. Scott Keck Warren, thank you very much for the follow. I spent hundreds of thousands of tokens on this audit here. Let's see. Missing header. I don't know what a CSP header is. Internal API routes not rate limited. Oh, war story time. I'll just say NATO hates other NATO countries. North Korea is just out for money. NATO is out for power, at least in cybersecurity. America isn't really a risk when they survey the wrong crowd. I'll try and think about what that means. Yeah, I hear the North Korean hackers are crazy, and that's how they generate a lot of their money, just by hacking stuff and doing like those crypto ransomware stuff and other things, I guess. I can say, I don't know how long you've been in the game, Gray. But I used to be, um, I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about it too much. Uh, I used to be affiliated with a forum called Digital Gangsters when I was younger. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. If they're still around, who knows? I've been in for 1 year, but I've been doing coding and cybersec for about 9 years. I see. I chase coins. What's happening? Wait, why are you LOLing? Content security policy header. You can set header controlling where resources are allowed. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, what is CSP? I see. All right. In memory rate limiting. Wait, what's the audit saying? Internal API routes not rate limited. Who cares about that, man? Sounds scary, but CSP and cores is really easy. So you're saying this is a big problem, huh? All right. All right, maybe we'll address some of these things, right? I haven't even done this for real yet. In memory, I don't even know if we need this in memory rate limiting thing. Avatar URL accepts any protocol. Also, not really. Wait, because of the name Digital Gangsters, it was such a long time ago, man. Not really smart to use that as a form name. If it was really about that, maybe it was just IQ 200 plus. Nah, it was really about that, man. Let me see if it's still around. It might not be around still. Digital Gangster was a hacker collective and internet forum founded in 2005 by YT Cracker. Known for members reportedly responsible for high-profile hacks, associated breaches including the Paris Hilton T-Mobile incident, Miley Cyrus email scandal, Craigslist DNS hacking, and other stuff. Anyways, your project does look OG. What you talking about? Key Woo Cat, how you doing? So we know your old name now? YT Cracker? No, that's not me, man. I know this guy. I ain't him, man. There's pictures of this guy out there. He's a music guy now. I don't know what type of music he makes these days, but he used to make nerdcore music. He used to make rap music about hacking and stuff like that. His ass got arrested, man, and I think he's kind of been somewhat well behaved since. Douche, what's happening? Thank you very much for the hydrates. Cheers. I might make one for typing test too, similar to monkey type. Donkey type, way too dank. I guess. Alright. What are we doing today, man? Void pointer WebSocket pattern. Fragile, use after free risk. I guess that's a problem, maybe, but chances of it actually being a problem probably low. What the audit missed. These are findings I discovered in the source code that were not in the original audits. Spoofing bypasses all rate limits. OAuth state stored in unbounded memory cache. Daily challenge result submission has no server-side duration validation. Man, you know, like these things, I don't know about these. Like, should I address them? Probably not, man. All right, let's just create that document and we'll reference it some points. Just tell Claude to fix it. Yeah, not right now though. I don't like to tell Claude to just fix things like that. I like to document everything and then do it in like a, you know, a systematic way. So like right now, I just told it to just write that document and then I'm going to tell it to create issues in GitHub. So this auditing agent will not be doing the implementation work. At every company I've been, we're hounded to fix vulnerabilities just like that. Yeah. Yeah, nobody cares about them too much, I guess. But theoretically, like, I guess it could happen, you know. But they're just automated reports and impact isn't considered. The engineer, what's happened? Based on the test sites here, how long do you think it would take for an implementation that is complete? I find the small back and forths to be trivial compared to the time saved. I don't fully understand your question, the engineer. Are you asking how long do you think it would take me to build Type Blazor without AI? And are you saying you find like talking to the AI you find is not worth it? Or maybe I'm misunderstanding. Wait, I find the small back and forths to be trivial compared to the time saved. Based on the test site here, how long do you think it would take for an implementation? Yeah. Sorry, the engineer, you're gonna have to rephrase the question. All right, so this is all right, did it write this thing? I don't want you to implement anything, but I'd like you to create GitHub issues for each find. Maybe one-shotting the site would be hard, but iterations are easy. I don't know. Depends on how good someone is. If you know what you are doing and plan something maybe 1 or 2 weeks and then polishing, but AI just makes boiler code nice IMO. You can start off a project with it you want, but I think there's a cutoff where self-coding is better. I haven't written any code on this site here. Hold on, what is it telling me, man? Expired? Is that true? can't be true. Let's try it again. Wait, I agree. Everyone thinks it's a catch-all, but you need to know what you're doing. Man, I don't even know what you guys are talking about, man. Some think they can fit an entire API into a model's context window. I find that I have to guide the AI. The time I save is well worth it. Oh, I see. I don't know. I don't know what you guys talking about really. Anyways, nothing left to do. Alright, let's check out that redesign, man. AI coding compared to self-coding, if it saves time or the back and forth with AI is wasted. I see. I don't think I would have been able to build this or gotten as far as I have gotten in 5 weeks if I was building this manually. 100% certain on that, man. But maybe what I build would have been higher quality up on, like, to the point where I built it to. Maybe. Maybe not, you know. Hard to really say. But I don't think I'll be going back to manual coding anytime soon, if ever again. Unless it's for leak code. But you also use $400 of token and Technic have gotten zero knowledge. I don't know if I've gotten zero knowledge, man. I've gotten a lot of knowledge about how to use AI to code and stuff. So I don't know. Like, zero knowledge is false. Oh, although some knowledge, lots of knowledge has been gotten. What is the point of using leak code if you don't code? Leak code, for me, it serves as multiple purposes. One of them is it keeps me sharp for interviews because all tech companies I want to work at probably ask leak code problems. So being good at that means I have job mobility anytime, anywhere I want. I can just get a job on demand. Second, I think it keeps my mind sharp. If I'm not coding anymore or whatever, like, how do I get mental stimulation? Video games or leak code, I guess. And I guess third, I guess it's fun sometimes. But you told me you don't code and you don't read the code. You know nothing about code, so I would disagree with that. I don't know what you're saying. I'm talking about this site that I'm building. I don't know what the code looks like. I've never really read the code and I don't really know anything about the code. Would you vibe code a company too? For sure. Why not? Why wouldn't I try and vibe code a company? Anthropic is basically vibe coding themselves, you know? Wait, is he talking to the engineer? I don't know. I'm no longer a coder as much as I am a code reviewer. Yeah, the engineer. I don't even review code though. Wait, would you vibe code at a company? Yeah, at a company. Yes. Everyone is vibe coding at a company, man. Literally everybody is doing it. When I was at Google, they literally had vibe coding week. From what I hear, everybody at Anthropic is vibe coding. Everybody at Meta is vibe coding from my friends that work there. That's what they tell me. No one is vibe coding in my company. I see. Does vibe coding make you faster? They push it where I work. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. TV Josh also experiences vibe coding at their company. Vibe code, I think, once you get the hang of it, you're able to do a lot more. But their quality is also going down. Maybe, maybe not, man. Maybe right now you could say that, but what happens when the models are really good and like you never spent the time learning how to use the models, then you're gonna have to play catch up, you know? So I think all of these big companies that are pushing their workforce to vibe code, vibe code, vibe code, maybe they think that when the models are really ready, then at least their workforce will be trained on vibe coding. Like, vibe coding gets such a bad rep, but I think it's a real thing, man. Now we are cooked. The PMs are all jizzing in their pants over how it makes docs for them. Yeah, one day in the future, it's going to really take off. AI is too good. Yeah, I think right now it's very, who knows what, if it's good right now, good enough right now. But I know in the future, is there a chance that it might actually be good enough? For sure, I think there's a big chance, man. So I think like avoiding vibe coding because it sounds dumb or something, or maybe it's not good enough, you don't trust the output. I think you have to like try to look into the future a bit and think about the possibilities, man. Yeah, nobody knows what's gonna actually happen in the future. But if this stuff only gets better and then people learn how to wield it more effectively, like by not vibe coding or not like at least trying it out, I think you're putting yourself at a major disadvantage because you're gonna get left behind, and that's my opinion. So me doing leak code and vibe coding, I kind of think it's like a hedge. So if the vibe coding thing doesn't work out, hey, I'm still good at leak code, man. I can get a job wherever if they're asking leak code. And then if leak code goes away and nobody cares about coding anymore, hey, at least I'm experienced with vibe coding now, so I can also probably be useful. What if it doesn't get better? I mean, I'm still an engineer, man. I still know how to code by hand. So I got a job way before vibe coding, and I could build things before vibe coding. So maybe I'll have a chance to survive if vibe coding doesn't get better. And Primogen also stopped vibe coding since it's not just good enough and no one is into it. Well, I'm not the Primogen. I think it's good enough. Can you prove that? Wait, what'd I say? I don't even know what I said, man. Can I prove what? Can I prove that that you can code? No, I can't. I can't prove to anybody, man. The Vibogen stopped the vibe coding? What? This guy's a troll? Who, Gray? Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. I think, do a leak code medium? Man, I don't want to do a leak code medium. He must be new. Yeah, I don't know how long Gray has been here. But, it's fine, man. It's fine. I don't think he's a troll, man. I think he's just trying to have some discussions. He might be new here. Anyways, we got a championship race in a few minutes, but oh, this is not even the site. I've lurked once or twice. If you're really interested in my leak code, man, I can show you my profile. I'm not about to do a medium for you like I'm a dang puppet on a string for you to dance when you snap your fingers, but There's my profile if you want to see like how many leak codes I've done. If you think me doing a leak code will prove that I can code, then I've done a lot of medium problems. Anyways, I was just asking. Man, you gotta work on your asking skills. Because it sounds like you were, you know, can you prove that you can code? Do a leak code medium right now, blindfolded, you know? He went from prove it to I was just asking. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm going to make a spin-off. Fizz Buzz, whatever. Hey, Gray, like I said, man, don't worry. Sometimes tone gets misinterpreted over text, so I understand that. Anyways, we got championship race coming up soon. Today is chill. I'm not even really doing much vibe coding. Oh, but I was supposed to check the redesign. It doesn't look any different here, though. English is also not my main language. Yeah, no worries, Gray. Just know, like, I'm a vibe coder, yeah, but I've been programming and coding for a long time as well, right? I started in 2013, I'd say, was like my first time really trying to learn how to program. And I programmed a lot until I started vibe coding a few months ago. But I'm not like crazy engineer or anything, man. I'm just a regular dude. Do you not enjoy it since you are vibe coding now or just burnt out? I enjoy it a lot more since I'm vibe coding because it does not bring me joy to like code everything all the time. What brings me joy, I guess, is seeing the end product after I put in the work. And whether that work is talking to an LLM and reasoning with it every step of the way or hand coding everything myself, I think it's both work. And I don't care much about how I do the work. I care more about like the end results than anything else. Like I don't think my brain is God's greatest gift to programming and only my brain can write the best code that meets my standards, you know? I think my brain is probably somewhat okay, but definitely not anywhere in the top in the world or something like that, man. That notification or whatever is very loud. Yes, it's my championship race reminder so I don't ever forget. I have a championship race on Type Blazer every hour on the hour. It's because C++ rots your brain, yeah. Yeah, that's... It might. Anyways, Fridays, nobody really works anyways, I guess. I'm doing that with my own thing, chilling on a Friday. All right, 15 seconds. Let's see if the championship thing is working again since I reverted the binaries in production. My fingers are cold. Here we go. Dang. Ricky Wong 114. All right, the avatars look good. I guess it's working. I didn't get those rate limit things. We're back in business. Stephen LFLF. Is that Steven Saggyball? Unsure. Anyways, we gotta do some work today, man. We didn't done shit. I feel like I've just been talking nonsense today. I am running this branch right now locally, and I don't see any changes. All right, let me see what it's saying. Oh, I see passages, terminal vinyl star map. Okay, let's go back up. Let's see how they redesign my passage bank. Wait, what were the links? Terminal vinyl star map. Man, what the hell are they doing? That's too crazy looking. Vinyl. Also too crazy. I mean, I guess I did tell it to go crazy with the creativity. Absolutely not a great UI, that one. Let me look at the star map. Are any of these useful? Start up me. What's happened? I think I need to take a break. I've been going since sometime before you started streaming yesterday. Ember After Dark. You gotta step away, man. Wait, are you saying take a break from vibe coding? Or what? I find it's very addicting. Like, if I wasn't married and stuff, I think I would probably be living on my computer, vibe coding 24/7, and eventually I get burnt out. So I think my wife kind of pulls me off whenever I'm going in too deep and stuff, you know. I've been vibing, married, kid, etc. Dang. Oh man. Update your YouTube bio. Encore, what's happening, man? Welcome. Man, I don't even know what my YouTube bio says. Alright. I gotta update it one of these days. I do that. I'm married and 2 kids, but because I'm chasing the dream promotion. Alright, let me see. Just checking out the star map. Man, all these are so, like, terrible. Let me just tell it. These are all so bad. They look cool, but they're so hard to navigate, and the UI is not very user-friendly. Let's tone it down a bit, man. Instead of going that crazy with the creativity, let's try to focus on usability instead. It says about 2024 goals. Oh, dang, I see. Yeah, I gotta update those, man. I'm no longer chasing Guardian on LeetCode, man. I think I gave up on that dream ever since the LLMs came out. Probably around 2024, 2025 or so. The UI doesn't look vibe coded. It's good, though. Wait, which one? These? Man, these look too crazy. These concepts prioritize spectacle over usability. Yes. Yes, do that. Man, I really haven't gotten much done today, but alright, so Type Blazer, let me give you a quick rundown of where we're at. I started this project 5 weeks or so ago. I've gotten a lot done. We have single player modes, write a passage, dictionary mode, just write some words. You can choose the training words or regular dictionary words. We have an infinite mode where it just gives you a time and you just keep typing for as long as you want. Somebody asked me to put in a 5-minute timer, so I put the 5-minute timer in. You can change the source words to like top 2000 dictionary to whatever, or the training set here as well. So that's like single player mode. For multiplayer modes, it's just we have these things, these rooms or whatever. The daily challenge, I already did. You have 2 attempts. Your most recent attempt is the one that counts though. When do you review the code though? I don't review the code. I tried your typing test. You can delete this site now. Hey, maybe. What else? There's a championship race every hour on the hour. We all meet up at typeblazer.com and we do the race real quick. So that's one thing. The most recent thing I've been working on is adding my passage bank where you can browse all my passages on TypeBlazer. Currently, the passages that are here are more of a placeholder than my final version 1.0 passages. So I'm going to be really giving all of the passages a major overhaul, but it will be, the passage bank will be similar to this, what you see here, where everything is broken down by their category and even further by like the topic that the passage is about. I plan to have many passages. Maybe I'm hoping it will double as like a trivia bank, kind of, you know. What else is on this website? We have an avatar shop where you get Blazer bucks for every race that you do. You get more Blazer bucks for championship races. Right now, I think the avatars are all very cheap. So if you have signed up and did like one race, you can buy an avatar. And you have accessories and whatnot. I don't want the dang dog. What was I? As a shark. And that's it. And then, so I'm also working on this feature here, private leagues. I don't know if it's working super good. Maybe we can test out right now. So these private leagues, if I run a league race, here is a link if anyone wants to test it with me. If I run a league race, it will automatically remember like the winners and everyone's stats in the race. And then where is it? And then we can see in our leaderboards like who has the most wins in our league for this. Well, I'm gonna test it out myself. Oh wait, but I need to be logged in to do a league race, I think. So here we go. I smile about it. That the site that is. Oh yeah, thank you. All right, let me test these league races. So I think once my leagues is finished and my passages, that's it, man. I'm shipping it. Man, I messed up on the same place. All right, there you go. So that race should show up in the history. Boom. So if you have your own communities or your friends or classmates, your coworkers, you can have a league with them and always do type racers, and then you can keep track of like who won the most and stuff, you know. And that is inspired by I mean, this website, I do it here. This is my type racer leaderboard. But anyways, I'm feeling real lazy today. Every day I feel lazy, I'm not gonna lie. Feel like I really haven't done anything today, man. Let me take a look at my issues. Should I address these security issues? I don't even really know. Wait, Ember After Dark says, need a coding type laser with some random syntax. I got a bug to track that, or I got an issue to track that. But I don't think I want to have that in my version 1.0 for type laser. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I'll tell you what's going on right now in my head. I don't feel like working on this. Feel like chilling. That's what's going on right now, man. So I'm kind of just killing time. Maybe I should just take a break, come back later. I usually stream until 1 p.m. Right now it's 12:12. But I will keep going. I'll keep going, man, because it's Friday. There's one thing that I would like, 552. That's something that for sure I want for version 1. Alright, actually, maybe I need to audit some other stuff too. Where's a free terminal, man? I guess this one. Alright, recently we did some work with progress batching. This stuff has led to a bunch of bugs, and I think I fixed a couple of them, but I want you to carefully review everything about the progress batching updates and let me know if there's anything else that you identify that leads to regressions. Make sure you use all of your agents in the team. The C++ expert, the devil's advocate, the principal engineer, and everybody. Hey Blink, what's happening? How am I? I'm doing all right. How does it feel to work with 10 cloud engineers at your fingers? It's very, very exciting, I think. I feel empowered that I can do anything I want, but it's also very addicting in some ways. Like, that's all I think about these days is vibe coding. I don't think you'll go back to the industry. I hope not, a Blink. That's the whole plan, is not to go back to the industry, but we'll see in a couple years if I need to or not. But I think if I just keep working hard every day, maybe I can figure out how to feed myself without needing those zoo steaks, if you know what I'm talking about. Go back to the zoo to get fed by my zoo handlers. I don't want that, man. Hope this works out for you. Thank you so much. I hope it works out for me as well. Some days are better than others for me, like mentally, because it's kind of scary leaving the golden handcuffs behind and stepping out there into the wild on my own. Some days I'm like, man, did I make the right decision? And other days I'm feeling like, yeah, I did make the right decision. But I suppose only time will tell. And even if I didn't make the right decision, no point in crying about it now. It's already been done. But I'm very hopeful for the future, and I plan to do this for the next couple years at least. Super relatable. Hey, douche, I know you had a similar experience to me and stuff. Well, maybe not exactly the same, but I know you also left the company recently around the same time, man. So, are you making money from typelaser.com? No, absolutely not, man. I don't even know how I'm gonna make money, man. I love the website, not gonna lie. Hey, thank you so much. I've thought about this website for a long time, and I'm finally building it now, so it feels good. I don't. All right, I would like to make money from typeblazer.com someday, but I don't think it's going to contribute much to my finances for a really long time. But if it ever does, I'll be happy I created it. It is one of the website where you actually feel like you're involved in typing, not like lame monkey type. Hey, your words are so kind, and I love them. Ads, cosmetics, etc. Yeah. So I have a plan for monetization, but I just don't want to like lean into the monetizing too early, man. I want to grow my users first and foremost above all else. And if I ever monetize or if I ever need to monetize, then I'll try. But I think the most important thing to me for Typeblazer is definitely it's not about money for this project. It's more about coming of age, I guess, or something, man. I don't know. Sell Typeblazer to monkey type. It's kind of like a what do you call that, man? Rite of passage for me. I just want a website to get to six figures. And I'm not talking about six figures with dollars, man. I'm talking about how many people use the site. 100,000 plus. That's my long term goal for Typeblazer. Everything else is secondary to me, man. Number one thing is just getting users to use it. Monkey Type doesn't make money. That is not true, man. Monkey Type makes a lot of money. I don't know how much money they make, but I imagine they make hundreds of thousands or 100,000. What's this one doing? Death mode? Yeah, so Monkey Type I think has a donations page and stuff, but I don't know how many people donate to it, and I'm not sure how else they make money. But so many people are on Monkey Type that I imagine they do have some source of income from it. Anyways, I plan to make money with my other projects, but that's also we'll see. I have grand visions, but it's everyone has dreams, man. It's not about that. It's about how well you can execute, I suppose. So I'm just trying to show up every day, man. Put my 8 hours roughly a day in, and I believe like if I do that for long enough and I stay focused, maybe there's a chance. I've never been able to focus on something that is my own for that long. But in the times that I did focus on something for that long, or not years, good things always happen when I just stay the course and I don't give up and I keep on keeping on. But I've never stayed the course for like multiple years on a project, man. And that's what I want to do now, man. So instead of like, I guess, I don't know. I think I'm I think about my leak code grind originally, where I just did that every day for like many months, 5, 6 months. And back then, I don't think it was as popular to grind that hard like I did. And a lot of people are telling me like I'm delusional or I'm like wasting my time and stuff. But I just kind of just kept the course, man, because I believed and good things happened. And there's been other times in my life where I believed in what I was doing more than anyone around me, and it worked out very good in my favor. And I feel like this is just another one of those times for me where a lot of people might tell me I'm like making a wrong move or this or that, but man, I believe so much in what I'm doing that um I think it's gonna work out. If I didn't think it was gonna work out, I wouldn't have done it. But I guess I've been wrong about some things in the past too, so we'll see. Anyways, what's this one doing? Oh, this one is finding bugs. I'm gonna say, how sure are you that these are real bugs and that you have the correct fix for them? Nigel Champs, welcome to the party. Word, how you doing? All right, what are we doing here? Oh, this is security vulnerabilities. It made all the issues, so we don't need this terminal anymore. We can clear it out. I don't know what this is doing, man. I'm gonna interrupt it and ask it again. Are you stuck? This one is clear. All right, what's this one doing? Which bugs do you want me to fix? Man, I want you to fix all of them. Can you... All right, now we got some new UIs to test out. Here we go. They say passages, terminal, vinyl, star map. They changed it. Let's see how they changed it. Terminal. I like the little navigation bar on the left that they took out. Let me see what else they worked with. Vinyl. How do I feel about this one? Maybe I like... Alright. I think I like the rows more than... So this is how it is right now. It's like these cards with all my passages. But I'm thinking, would I prefer them to be rows here instead of these cards? I'm unsure. All right, and then they say star map. Are the different designs created by Claude? Yes, they're all created by Claude. So let me load them up one tab each. So I got vinyl, terminal, I mean, some of them look the same, man. Star map. Like, what's the difference between this one and this one? Just 2 columns instead of 3 columns? This passage, man, I'm leaning towards a row style versus the card style, man. Let me try to do something real quick. Alright, I see what you did, and I looked at them. They all look kind of okay, I guess. I have a request, though. I want to see what something looks like when we take elements from each of these and combine them into one. I'll tell you exactly what to do, though. I want you to take the original passage bank that you have not modified, and I want you to change out the cards for each passage. You know how like each passage has its own card thing to display. I want to refactor that to look like the vinyl rows. Rows? Alright, tell me if you understand what I'm talking about, man. What is this working on? Oh, death mode. Says you want me to take the original passage view and swap out its passage card rendering to use a compact table row style from the vinyl compact table instead of the current card grid. Yes, that's what I want you to do. Let's see if you can do it. What time is it? 12:27. 2 of the bugs I identified have already been fixed. That's what I was trying to tell it to do, man. Look at that. I was trying to tell it, I think some of them have already been fixed. All right. Yes, do whatever you need to do. Let's check our usage. I think my usage limit's just reset for the week. Dang, it just reset and I hit 13% already. I gotta slow it down, man. Because this has to last me 6 more days. And I've already... That means this weekend I gotta chill. Or I have to get another subscription, which I don't want to do. Alright, what is this saying? Should failed instant death attempts be saved as game sessions? Saving every 2-second death will pollute race history leaderboard stats. The global leaderboard RPC currently has no mode sub filter. Save everything, man. The sub-mode naming, all existing values are single words. Normal, dictionary, infinite, league. Instant death would be the first hyphenated value. What name should I use? Hardcore? Oh yeah, hardcore is what people call it instead of instant death. For error detection, should we detect the error in handle key down or in handle inputs? Whatever you recommend. Alright, this one, fixing bugs. Let's see what it's up to. Already fixed. Remaining bugs. Batch can revert finish player states. Log of move from object in reconnect player. Alright, just fix them, man. Sure. Alright, what else we gotta do here? I'm not sure what we have to do. We really gotta just make passages. I gotta work on the League UI. I gotta like really sit down and figure out what I want the League UI to look like though. Maybe I should have Claude to help me. Can you analyze my leagues feature and let me know of any UI improvements that we can do? Anyways, is this done? And this one is death mode or hardcore mode. Alright, it's ready. They say the new passage bank is ready for viewing. Let's take a look. Alright, I don't like the load more button. I would rather pagination. I think I prefer the rows than the cards. Gazi for you. Welcome. Hey man, nice work you doing. Thank you very much. I just got your channel recommended. I don't know which project you're working on, but those different pages look really cool. Hey, thanks. So the project I'm working on is typeblazer.com, and it is just a typing website, and those different things. So this is my live website right now. This is how it looks. This is for my passage bank. All the passages on the website right now, the passages are just a placeholder, but I'd still like the browser to be working. So that's what it looks like in production, and then the one I'm working on here locally looks like I'm changing it to be the rows and stuff, because I think it's more useful this way. It's a lot easier to read the passages and whatnot, but there's still some things I don't like, so I'm trying to fine-tune everything. So right now the pagination stuff is a little bit annoying. Alright, it's starting to look real nice. I say we can probably remove the load more infinite loading button thing and switch it to pagination. How difficult do you think that will be to implement? Do you think we can do this right now, or should we save that for a future issue? Alright, this one is still working on the hardcore mode. This one is working on bug fixes. This one is who knows what. Oh, this one is analyzing the leagues. You mentioned some things feel weird. Which of these areas bother you the most? This will help me focus on what matters to you. I don't know. 2, 3, 4, and the UI is a bit clunky. Uh, I don't know how to explain. Passages. If it wasn't a copyright nightmare, it would be cool to have like complete books and then track completion badges or something. Yeah, I plan to do something like this in the future. Let me show you. Let me show you my issues, man. I want to do, I guess I call them here raid bosses. So I guess if there are like some free books, I think there are a few free books that don't have copyright stuff associated with them. Then we could like literally type a whole book. But I think typing a book as a single person is a huge task. So I'm thinking maybe it would be nice to have it as a raid boss where the whole book is the passage. And then as a player, maybe you can join with the whole server or everyone on Type Blazer over a week or however long. It would be like a special event. And every time you try and do a little bit, it will give you a little sentence or two from the book, and you got to type that sentence. And then after the whole book is done being written, then you can see how much you contributed to that book, and maybe you get awards or badges, achievements, things like that. But I don't think this will be, I'm not aiming to put this in right now. This is like a future feature, probably in later versions of Type Blazer. But yeah, that would be cool, I think. All right, what are we checking out? We are checking out. Oh, I was just talking to the LLMs about what's feasible here. So let me say, they say the passage bank table rows are implemented. The user wants to replace load more with proper page-based pagination, which fits the table layout better. It already has it done, it says. Sure. Implement it. I think I'm kind of like doing something I don't like to do here by not filing an issue before I'm working on the feature. I'm just kind of freestyling right here. Usually I like to file everything so I can track what went wrong or anything, man, but I'm feeling a little bit lazy today. All right, what else is it saying? You mentioned some things feel weird, blah, blah, blah. Yes, submit answers. And what is this one doing? Pre-computed user game stats. The heck is this, man? What is the purpose of this work? Or what's this one? This is the pagination. Yeah, it's working on it. Very good. The implementation for issue 825 is already complete and committed on the feature branch. All tests pass and the build is clean. What would you like to do next? Man, you didn't even tell me what the hell this work is about. Oh, it did tell me. The purpose of this work was a performance optimization for user profile pages. Specifically, every time someone viewed a user profile, the API paginated through all of that user's game sessions, fetching thousands of rows per page, potentially many pages for active users, just to compute aggregated stats like total games, best WPM, average accuracy, etc. The front end did the same thing independently via direct Supabase REST calls. Yeah, I don't like that. All right, this is absolutely necessary then. Solution, shift the computation to write time. When a game is saved, an RPC function automatically updates a single user game stat row. Insert on conflict do updates. At view time, the profile page reads one pre-computed row instead of scanning the entire game history. This turns an ON read into O1. Very, very good. Hey, Ember After Dark. Secret Discord invites. I'll get you the link right now. And I'll have to send you a whisper. Whisper, whisper. How do I know how to whisper. Ember After Dark. That's an expensive invite. Yeah. I don't know why I have it like that. I guess I don't really do Discord that well. I don't really want to manage a Discord server. So my solution is just make sure nobody can join it. But there's a few people in there. It's chill, man. I don't really put too much effort into my Discord server, you know. Neither do I. I just wanted to spend the coin. Hey, thank you, though. What are you doing right now? Edit by H. What's happened? I'm working on my site, typeblazer.com, vibe coding, everything. And I'm just working on features, fixing bugs, and stuff like that. Nice project you got, by the way. I'm just some nerd teenager, and there's this thing itching me, like with the surge of AI and all. Do you worry coding will become a useless skill in the future? Also, no hate. No, this is a very popular question for me, and honestly, I don't know how to answer this because nobody actually knows what the future is gonna be like. Is coding gonna be useless in the future? I don't think so. At least not in the immediate future. I think coding still is beneficial. Do you need to know as much code as you did before, or does knowing code make you more valuable than not knowing code? I think so. I don't know how to answer it, man. I guess the main question is, should you learn how to code in the age of AI? And I'd say yes, for now at least. And if things change where you don't need to code anymore, I think everyone will be telling you, and it will be pretty obvious. Right now, it's not so obvious. There's a lot of mixed messages, and I think that's because nobody knows, man. But for now, if you're interested in coding and you're a nerd, man, go for it. It's not gonna hurt you to know how to code, but maybe it could hurt you indirectly, like you could have spent your time learning something else. But it's not going to be like, oh, you know how to code? Terrible. We don't want you here, you know? How many agent sessions do you use in parallel? Typhoon 6900. What's happened? I go up to like 6 sometimes, 7 in some cases. But I can only get that many parallel agents once I do enough planning to plan the work necessary for all those agents, man. So it's not like at any point I can just jump into my project and be like, all right, spin up 6 agents in parallel and go. It takes a bit of like organizing the things that needs to be worked on and stuff first before I can do that. Some people might say you can just ask the AI what to do next and stuff. Maybe that works, but I find I get better results when I'm manually in charge of the planning, like what things we should work on. So I try to keep organized, not super organized, but at least just the bare minimum of organizing. And every time I notice there is something that needs to be addressed, I will file an issue. Or sometimes I let the AIs file issues for me. Like basically anything with a label is something that AI made. So this way I can look at my backlog and I can like pick and choose what we need to work on. And that's how I'm able to get parallel agents working like this. So usually they're working on different parts of the project or things that aren't totally related. So it's a lot easier to deal with merge conflicts or things like that if they show up. Alright, this one is talking about League's UI polish plan. I didn't even look at the plan, but let's see what they got in mind, man. Race start countdown clarity, sure. Visual inconsistencies, sure. And whatever, clunkiness, yeah, do whatever you want. Why do you choose C++ for this instead of Node or Go? C++ is the only language that I actually know how to code sometimes. I don't know too much about C++, but I know more about C++ than I know about Go or Node. But then you think, like, why does it matter? Because I don't even read my code. Who cares what languages it is in? Which is also true. I don't review my code. And so the second reason for C++ is because it is most performance. A lot more performant than Node, and certainly more performant than Go, I think, for sure, right? So that's like my reasons for choosing C++. Familiarity and performance. Claude is greater than Codex. I want to say yes, but I don't think I have great evidence, or I haven't done the scientific method to prove my theory that Claude is greater than Codex. In fact, maybe sometimes I think if Codex is better and I just have never given it a good try. So I've only used Claude like this. I mean, I've never used Codex like this. I've only used Codex for like isolated weird issues that Claude fails to fix. And I've been finding that Codex outperforms Claude when Claude gets stuck. So anytime Claude gets stuck, Codex always does the job. So I'm not sure if that means I should switch everything to Codex at some point to run that experiment. But man, I paid for the Claude Max plan, so it's like I'm kind of locked in to use those tokens. And I struggle to even use all those tokens in the week. So it's like, I think that's probably the main thing that's preventing me from going full on into the Codex plan. But I do feel I should experiment more with Codex, man. It seems very capable. I'm in the Codex plan. Does Codex or OpenAI have like a similar max plan to Claude where it gives you crazy amounts of credits? 5.4 released yesterday. I think I have the cheap $20 plan, but I don't know, like, dang, should I use? Hey, what's the difference between 5.4 and 5.3 Codex? Is there like a 5.3 that's not Codex? Like, how come there's no 5.4 Codex? I'm not very familiar with the OpenAI stuff. It's essentially unlimited Claude Max plan, 200 a month plan I'm on with Claude, and it's just enough, I think, for me. Anytime I start to hit the limits for the 200 plan for Claude Max, that's usually a sign that I've been working too much and I should take my foot off the gas a little bit for longevity, you know? So I kind of use that as an indicator of my burnout meter. Raiden, how you doing? What's up, dog? What's up? How you doing, man? Into the vibe coding, Raiden? Don't use OpenAI. Use anti-gravity for Claude. What? I'm using Claude Code for Claude, and from what I understand, Anthropic does not like when you use other tools with your max plan besides their own tools. So since I am so reliant on like Claude Code, I don't really experiment too much with other things. Wait, 544 codecs automatically compacts context windows while it is working to prevent running out. It's also supposed to focus updates on front end UI. Interesting. I gotta try some codecs sometimes. OpenAI naming and version iterations. I need AI to understand. Yeah, I hear you on that one, man. What is this? Oh, this is the caching thing. Yeah. Do that. Okay, let's look at... This was the pagination. Let's see if it works. And I gotta go real soon. I'm happy I stayed for the extra hour. I think I got probably the most work done in this last hour than in the first 2 hours of the stream. Like, I'm finally hitting my flow now. And then I'm too hungry to continue flowing. But I'll probably... Man, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I want to go play Slay the Spire 2. That's what I really want to do. I don't want to do this shit. I want to set up my LLMs to run some junk while I'm playing Slay the Spire Part 2. That's really what I'm about to go do, man, after I end stream and eat some lunch. If you guys don't know what that is, you should look it up and check it out. One of the greatest games of all time. Thank you, Simon. I was about to quit my C++ pointers course. Hey, I think... Is it important to know pointers, man? Jeez. I think there is value to knowing that stuff right now, at least. I don't know if it will be valuable in 5 years, man, but right now, I think there is still value in understanding how these things work. You play clicking on the cards? Slay the Spire? Yeah. Clicking on the cards, man. I love clicking on those cards. I love deck building games. Alright, well, we're about to do something. Oh yeah, we're gonna check out the pagination. But did I already do this? Let me do it one more time just to be sure. Experiencing my first copy by value bug was hair pulling. Pointers forever. Man, I guess most languages you don't even have a choice like you do in C++. Actually, I don't really know any language that well, but I remember I was doing like a leak code in Java or something. I'm like, or Python. I think it's Python, and it's like, how do you pass by a reference so it doesn't create a copy every single time? And you can't. It's like you can't do that in Python. You have to do some weird stuff, man. Like you can't pass an integer by a reference. So what you have to do is put it into a list as the first element, but you know, lists are passed by reference, and that way you can modify the value by reference instead. It's like so hacky, man. But I guess you don't need to be passing by reference unless you need super performance, you know. Always experience that one in a new language. Yeah, like what? I can't imagine a life without specifying by reference or by value. It seems like such an easy thing to decide on. Well, I shouldn't say easy, but such an important feature to have in a language, you know. And I thought I understood pointers until I started working in the industry. And then I realized I don't actually understand anything about pointers, man. And I learned on the job. So I don't know if I took any pointer courses or anything like that, but alright, I didn't study CS in school. I'm just kind of like learning on YouTube and the internet and whatnot, and by doing. And I thought like pointers made sense. And then I got to like a real serious code base using C++. I had no idea about like ownership and stuff like that. That stuff never really went into my mind. But now I'm no expert, but I have an idea of what like the ownership and stuff of objects and pointers or whatever should kind of look like. But by no means an expert, man. I just barely scrape by. It's all cool till someone starts doing math to pointer. Man, I like pointer math. What are you talking about? I do pointer math all the time in LeetCode. Oh, that is a championship race alarm. Alright, pagination. Here we go. Alright, and then this search thing, Ricky Wong says it doesn't work. But I put in a fix, so I think it should be working now. So like I'm searching for something Peru. This is 1167. Peru borders. The bug was the search only searches like what's on the page already. But I put in a fix. Alright, so the search is working, man. I like this. Alright. Championship race, and then that is it for me. I'm gonna end here after the race. Jump to the end with some quick pointer math, then sync out because some Arch BS. Man, do people actually use Arch Linux, man? Or is it just really a meme? I can't imagine somebody out there who's like, you know, all the operating systems in the world, I'm gonna choose Arch for my daily driver. What was that loud sound? That is the alert for Type Blazer championship race. Maybe I should close some of these things because it's gonna maybe play again. I have a notification sound on the website that you can opt into. I do use Arch Linux, but I was referring to architecture. What? I don't know if that was a joke or I found it funny anyways. I use Gen 2, by the way. Pixdiff, what's happening? I don't know anything about the Linux distros, man. Hey, alla, we them boys, what's happening? It sounds sick when you tell people you use Arch. Elite hacker man. Yeah. I'm building a custom distro on top of a minimal Arch install. Alright, what's Gen 2? I know Arch is supposed to be, it has all the security toolings already pre-installed, so you don't have to go looking for those things, right? That's what I understand about Arch, but I don't really know what Gen 2 is, or I don't know what Mint is, or whoever knows. Fedora. Man, that was a tough one. You're thinking of Kali or Black Arch for pen testing stuff? Hey, maybe. Actually, I don't know. The last time I looked at Arch Linux was like 13 years ago. And back then I think it probably had some of those stuff. Or maybe it never did. And I'm just thinking of Kali Linux. Or maybe what you say, Black Arch. Gen 2 is like you compile everything for your system, so you remove all the bloat for compatibility and reduce attack surface. Gen 2 can also boot fast AF. Man, I boot my computer like once a year. I don't know if that is like a selling point for me, but I'm loving Daylight Simon streams. Please stay unemployed. Hey, don't you worry. I don't plan to be employed right now, at least. Gen 2, you need to compile packages from source. Dang, that sounds a little annoying. 100% accuracy. Dang. Very good. But 54 WPMs. But it's a joke. I don't use it because it takes too much time to compile all. Right. I almost went with Fedora or something. I forget which Linux distro I was gonna use if I didn't buy my Mac Studio. But then in the end, I remembered about how much of a bad time I had 13 years ago when I tried some weird Linux distro. Just kind of turned me off from the idea. But it can't be that bad, man. I used Linux at work when I had a job for my desktop. Anyways, it's time for me to go. Gen 2 also runs like 2% faster. Bumping. I mean, 2%. You I don't know if you're trying to be funny, man, but 2% is a nice chunk, I'd say. Anyways, I gotta raid somebody. Get out of here. Dang, speaking of Slay the Spire 2, Primogen's playing it, man. Who you guys want to raid? You guys want to watch Primogen play Slay the Spire 2? Nah, we don't want to watch that. Man, I raided this guy a couple times, but he never talks to us, so I don't feel like raiding him. Human model of a brain. Coding with strangers. We can hit Adam Learns Live. He has a game coming out. We can hit Sergeant Pepper, man. Or we can hit BetSimp. BetSimp. Man, if BetSimp was on, I'd hit Sergeant Pepper. But I don't see BetSimp on much. BetSimp is a lead coder. Let's go raid BetSimp. I haven't had the opportunities to raid him very much. BetSimp taught me a lot about leak code, man. First, gotta play Slay the Spire. Yeah, nah. BetSimp is big brained. Yeah, BetSimp taught me about digit DP, digit dynamic programming. And it's a advanced leak code technique. Anyways, we're about to go raid BetSimp. So if you want to see somebody who's really good at algorithms, also works at a crazy place, ex-Googler, BetSimp, and I don't want to talk about too much of his job right now, but I think he works in some HFT firm, which is like the pinnacle of software engineering for a lot of people. It's, you know, it's like the actual elites in software engineering. Those guys are insane. Anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. Holla holla, we them boys. Ember After Dark, The Engineer, Pixdiff, Douche. See you later. Thank you so much for keeping me company today. V See you next time. I won't be streaming vibe coding until Monday, But I should be on tomorrow for some leak code. There's a leak code contest tomorrow. Even though I don't take the contest, I still like to party in the tailgate party. And everybody from YouTube, I'll see you guys next time, man. All you people out there, man.